I guess it's that time again. It's Monday. Things are happening all over the place. We're doing some things, so let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's talk about some Hayden and amongst other things. So let's have some fun, and let's go ahead and bring it on in. How's everybody doing? It's Monday night. There's sounds like some big news. I mean, we all heard a while ago that the Ahsoka trailer was coming out, or the Ahsoka 2, was announced. The Ahsoka season 2 was announced. So with that, we know, obviously Rosario's back in, most of the cast aside from obviously Rey. But the big news that we hear is that Hayden is coming back for more Anakin in season 2, which is really good news. Interesting how they're going to expand on that character and what they're doing with Anakin as a Force ghost now that he's taken Ahsoka through a trial, so to speak. What may have been ultimately her Jedi trial, we could say, perhaps. There's a lot of different things that could go on, and I'm going to run through some of that tonight as to what we might be able to see. Also, the big news that Hayden's not just coming back for a little bit of Star Wars. It looks like he's going to get to work with another actor that is being very selective with the projects that he's taking. Jim Carrey has kind of said it outright that he will not be really acting very much anymore. But it looks like for Sonic 3, he's going to do maybe one more or maybe a few more. We'll see how that turns out. A lot of actors have a hard time walking away when there's projects that they enjoyed and sequels and things of that nature. So we'll have to see how Jim approaches his future after Sonic 3. But I think the thing I'm most excited about is to see Hayden establish more of a foothold back in Hollywood, right? He took a step back. He caught a lot of hate after Revenge of the Sith. Caught a lot of hate. You could even say in episode 2 he took a lot of heat. Episode 3 he took a lot of heat. And then he did another movie that I really enjoyed called Jumper with Samuel L. Jackson. It was a really fun movie, and he caught a lot of stuff saying he was a really bad actor and that he should kind of quit acting, and he kind of did, oddly enough. I mean, that's the unfortunate part, is that all of this negativity from fans and the press and all this stuff back in the late 90s and 2000s, this is the product of all that complaining, and from a media source that was limited to let's call it Vanity Fair, the early days of and I'm using this loosely, but the early days of the internet, maybe the first 10 years or so of the internet. So you had to know specifically where you were going to find certain things. And Hayden took that kind of heat then during, we'll call it the dark ages of internet media, to now, and he's getting so much praise, right? So there's so much, there's such a different temperature going on in regards to Hayden. But the fact that he's back in Hollywood, the fact that he's not being shunned away like he did the last time he was here, right? So um yeah, I'm pretty excited that Hayden is back, is not just doing this one, obviously Kenobi he did, and then he does his character in Ahsoka, but the fact that he's coming back for more, the fact that he's going to do Sonic, potentially more, it would be really nice to see him do, a sequel to Jumper. Would be a lot of fun, but there's a lot of opportunity with him coming back into the fold, with him coming back to do a lot of these projects. I think it's really exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. He's doing projects that sound like a lot of fun. I mean, working with Jim Carrey, even if it's just in, you know, um, VO sessions or in any capacity, to work on a movie and to have a credit line next to Jim Carrey is, I mean, he's only going to do so many more flicks, right? He's only going to do this for so much longer. I think it's a great opportunity for Hayden to get back what I believed was the limelight he earned, with the Star Wars movies, with Jumper, with the other roles that he played in his tenure in Hollywood in the early 2000s. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to chop it up about tonight. Everything here is super loose. We're not going to really live by anybody's set plan or rules or any of that fun stuff. We're just going to kind of go with it and see where the night takes us. See what kind of trouble we can stay out of, because you guys always know it's easy. Anthony, what do you have to say? Let's see. Hello, good sir. Oh, hello. I'm glad Hayden is back in the Hollywood and the Mandoverse. Let's face it, it was Lucasfilm writing, direction, evidenced by Shadow Warrior. Look, um, yeah, I'm really excited that Hayden's back. I'm really hopeful for the future of his career in Hollywood. He's been gone for, about 20 years now, just under. And I think it's important to remember that he was shunned in a time when media was not what it is today, with Twitter, with all the other social media platforms, including YouTube. It's a lot easier for people to voice their negative opinion about you, much faster than when he was ousted and pushed out of Hollywood, or felt like he didn't belong in Hollywood, whatever the case is. So I'm glad that he's getting the warm reception that he deserves, and it makes me hopeful for the future. Again, working on another sequel of a fun franchise like Sonic. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't really. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched much of the Sonic series, but now that Hayden's in it, gives me a reason to go back and watch some stuff from stem to stern, right? I mean, why not? Gives us an opportunity. Let's see. People don't really understand that the acting has a lot to do with the role. Lucas directed him to act awkwardly and express contrast between the Jedi. Yeah. Look, I mean, if you really watch, the character development in these movies and the direction George gives, and this, how serious, I mean, if it's like Keanu Reeves, right? Everybody is in awe of Keanu in just about anything that he does, but people are really astonished by his handling of weapons in the Matrix, that led to him doing martial arts, that led to him getting more into shooting and going to ranges, that leads to John Wick, where he does the same thing and continues along that same process, and is very, very fluent and very good at handling and shooting weapons, right? Hayden is in the same boat with in regards to swordsmanship, I guess is the word I want to use. Mainly because the stuff that him. So I was reading. Who was it? I was reading an article that said that they had to slow some stuff down. Oh no, that was Kenobi. That was the prequels. That was episode 1. They actually said Ewan and Rey had to slow down because they were moving too fast for the camera of the time to keep up and make it look good, or for maybe the CGI of the time to be able to handle some of the movements. But regardless, they asked those guys to slow down. If you look at what Ewan and Hayden did in Revenge of the Sith, that requires a really big level of commitment on the part of an actor. On top of, I think he played the part brilliantly, right? I mean, I've always felt like Hayden's acting in the prequels was outright brilliant. Um, he's very he's I mean, if you look at if you've ever been around somebody who's a protege at anything, um, their arrogance is only as strong as their insecurities, if that makes any sense. And that's what I read in Hayden's portrayal of Anakin, right? And then you fast forward 20 years. He's been completely out of the movie business, right? And he is on the set of Ahsoka with the smartest person in all of Star Wars, aside from George, is Dave. And they're having a conversation of, should I, Hayden's like, well, shouldn't I play it like this? And shouldn't I do it like this? And wouldn't it be better to this? That's how still in tune he is with the character that he helped create over 20 years ago. So for me, it shows a huge level of commitment. It shows the depth of his acting. And again, I get really excited at the prospect of Hayden sticking around and doing maybe some other movies, right? I mean, like I said, I would love to see a sequel to Jumper. I always liked the premise of that movie. Samuel L. Jackson was a lot of fun. The whole idea of Jumpers was really cool and fun to me. Um, so let's see what you guys are saying for a minute. Let's see the purpose behind Hollywood. So, that style of direction, the most part is, yeah. I mean, again, it's all about interpretation, but for me, acting like a whiny bitch every now and again in the prequels, uh, Hayden. I mean, that's a great portrayal of the character for me. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We have well, in the OT, because Lucas needed them to rather. Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember the OT and the prequels and the original trilogy have a whole different feel to them anyway. I mean, the prequels are supposed to be a little more lighthearted in the beginning, especially until the third film. Yeah, it's a war, but it's still kind of lighthearted and it's still kind of up. Everybody is still kind of like, everything's fine. Meanwhile, the house is burning down around them, right? Um, but ultimately, those first two flicks had a lot more positivity with the overall impression around the film. Everything was newer and shinier. Everything was still of that Republic era. And then you get into the third movie, it gets super dark. And then after, 19 to 19 years of oppression, we get into the dark movies of the rebellion. I mean, Rogue One, to the darkness that we get in the original trilogy, Rogue One was super dark. I mean, beautifully shot. It looked amazing, but the content was over dark, right? And then you leads you into the original trilogy that was basically a repressed culture, man. So yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like that was the intended purpose behind the way that these were shot. Not to mention, these things were shot in the 70s and 80s, man. Totally different perspective on things. So yeah, so the Matt Cave is hanging out. He's hopefully in the cave relaxing. Brandon's hanging out. Yeah, I mean, look, the dark tone of those movies leads into the original trilogy, the darkness that is. I mean, yeah, it's a great story of a young boy finding his way and he's learning to become a Jedi, but ultimately, like, one of the heroes dies at the end, and there's a little bit of hope, but there's not a lot of hope. The second movie is dark as hell, right? Empire's just putting their boot right on the throat. And then the third movie is really dark until the end when there's hope, right? Like it's a really dark series, really. It's not, I mean, yes, in the end, it's a happier, go luckier, it's a happier, go luckier story at the end. But ultimately, I mean, it's the story of Star Wars is set behind a very dark, repressive, oppressive empire, right? And so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I see the difference in the two movies. In the first two movies, in the prequels, there's a lot of hope, there's a lot of positivity, and then in the end, then it goes dark, and then the Empire starts, and that's when it's gets darker. So yeah, it's all good, man. So yeah, we were talking about Hayden. Look, man, these later Force Ghost Haydens are a lot of fun. I'm curious now, chat, you guys tell me what you think, but are we going to see Hayden just as Force Ghost Anakin? Question option B is, are we going to get more Ahsoka Anakin flashbacks? Or is it going to be C, we get Anakin as the all-powerful father at the temple of the Mortis gods? Or D, all of the above? I leave it to you for a second. I'm going to take a sip. And I got this other mug full of some other stuff today. And I don't know if you guys know, I got the logo kind of everywhere today, but this is the new cup that this is a new logo, obviously, but yeah, no, we're doing. There's other stuff in here that's not in there. So I like these cups because they're leak proof, which is great. I got the logo, the writing on one side for my, and then we're going to do a PG version. And then we have our logo on the front for our bus driving Mace Windu. So yeah, there's some other stuff, but I love this thing because it's leak proof. It's got that little slider tabby, and it's got other stuff that goes with Coke. Let's put it that way. So get a little tasty. So yeah, I would, again, yes, Matt, I would love to see more flashbacks. B, D, all of the above. Brandon's like, ship it, give it all, bring it semi, bring it everything, come on, right? Brandon's like, ship everything, I'm all in. Yes, everything to everything. Skywalker Academy says, Force Ghost for sure with flashbacks. I don't think the story at this point of him being the father figure yet, he says. Yet. Matt Cave says he would love more Clone War flashbacks. Have them used as a lesson to pay off later in the story. Maybe the Stanleys. All of the above. He wants it all too. He wants a special. All of it. Right? So he's in hollow recording. Those hollow recordings during Rebels, that was some hot shit. I want to see more of that. In fact, I want to expand on more of that in my real life, doing other things. I need, oh my God, I need people. You have no idea. Yes. The reason he wasn't in the sequels. Well, okay. Time out. The reason Anakin and Hayden weren't in the sequels, and I mean, his voice was, if I'm not mistaken, pretty sure his voice was in the sequels. But Hayden wasn't ready to come back, I don't think, yet. Right? This was like, what, a good decade after? You know? Scars might have still been deep. Let's see. Rum goes well with Coke. Some rum goes well with Coke. Yes. There's some. We're talking about Canadian actors tonight, right? Jim Carrey. We're talking about Hayden. Go Canadian with that thought and come back to me, Skywalker Academy. The Star Wars session, all of the above. He wants the special. Bring it all. He wants the special. I seriously think we will see full. Okay, Anakin visiting Jason Syndulla. Okay, a little training going on. I think that's Ezra's job, but okay, that's the circle. Employing the tent. Yeah, sure, love it. You missed a lot. I don't know where Shivi is tonight. I told him I was going to stream, but I don't know what he's up to. He might have something going on. I would love to see Anakin speak with Ezra. I feel like an awesome connection could happen there. Yeah, look, I think I want to see Ezra training a young Jason Syndulla. If I see Ezra with anybody, I want to see Ezra with a Jason Syndulla, right? I want that Kanan Ezra magic, but version 2.0, right? Like, let's get the newer version, the better, bigger, faster, stronger Kanan without the baggage, right? Right, because Kanan had all this baggage from the betrayal, from the order falling, from all that. He all baggage. Jason's got very little baggage right now. Let's give him a fun Ezra. No baggage. Boom, boom, boom. We got a little Padawan in the making. Think it'll be a lot of fun. And who would Hera trust more than Ezra to train Jason? Just saying. I don't want none of that Luke shit. I want it to be Ezra. Yeah, he spoke to Rey. There you go. He spoke to Rey. He was there. He just wasn't there. Anakin knew full well that Jason, has special powers. Yep, he absolutely does. Yep, saving Ahsoka. Yeah, okay. I'm with it. Voice only. Yep, encouragement for Rey. Moving on. Yep, I'm like I said, he was there, but he wasn't there. Jedi Mike is here. Let's see what okay, I would love to see Ezra. Yeah, change. Yes, the circle would be complete, right? That's what Star Wars is about. The circle is complete, right? And we got to get to the sequel era anyway. So this is going to be a great way to complete the circle. That's all I'm saying. And because Ezra's got his lightsaber back, yada yada yada. Now there's something else. Chillin' the basement's here. What's up, Chillin'? Okay, so here's the thought, all right? Daniel's here. What up, Daniel? Did you get your shirt, Daniel? I got mine. It said yours landed first. But I got mine, and I got my sippy cup of good stuff. I'm going to open it. I got my sippy cup, and it's got the same stuff on it. Ooh, that's spicy. Spicy meatball. All right. Cheers. I don't have my Mac Cave cup is being cleaned tonight. I used it last time and I never cleaned it. It's such a fun shirt. I know. And the funny thing is, so many people don't get it. And that's, I think, my favorite part about this shirt is if you get this shirt, unless you're a legit, like, maybe if you've been here only, or if you watch Tales of the Jedi and you're like a super Star Wars nerd, will you get this shirt, right? And that's what I love about it, is most people don't get it. I'm also, just so you guys know, I'm also going to do another version of this that's more PG, that doesn't have the bitch on it. It's going to be Mace Windu. Here's, meet Mace Windu, your bus driver, or something like that. So we will be doing a PG version of it in case anybody wants to get some for the kiddos. But yeah, basically that's the idea. Yeah, it's best when it's clean. It's got to enhance the abilities to keep you sober while drinking so much of whatever beverage, and it keeps the beverage cold. So yeah, it's got to be clean. Plus, I just got this in the mail today, and I was really excited. Mm-hmm. So I was really excited. Yeah. So oh, let's see. Let's go. Let's see. Where's Jedi Mike? What's Jedi Mike talking about? Oh, okay. We're talking about, what are we heading out to? Madam Web. Madam Web looks really cool. I know we're not Marvel people, and we don't dive into the Marvels that much, the Marvel stuff that much here. Uh, but yes, I'm really looking forward. Madam Web looks really cool. I think really undersold. I think this could be a really fun story. So I'm really glad that this is coming out soon, and I'm really looking forward to it. So yes, let's see. Jason, did I go through the safety? Yes. Matt Caves knows what I'm talking about. All is well. Brandon, yeah, this is here. I'm gonna get back a little bit, and I'm gonna stand up and give you a view. This is let me. Yes, this is our newest addition to the clothing merch store. This is our newest artwork from the artist that did our lightsaber Leia, did our Prince Luke of Alderaan, and there's more to come. But this is the newest merch on the store. And it also comes in an array of different things. This is just the first. The shirts are first. If the shirts go well, or if you guys want something else, I will create it and put it in the merch store. There's more merch that we're going to be displaying tonight. Also, I might have to do a merch only stream. There is a PG version of this coming. It's also going to be, Mace Windu, your friendly bus driver. And so we are going to do a PG version for the little people. It's a fun shirt. It's on the merch store. I think they're on sale right now. I think I said I was going to do that until January 1st, but I think I'm going to extend that until till the 15th, or we'll just leave it at that price till the end of the month. So I think they're $15 right now, I think, is the sale price for the month. It was January, New Year's, but we're just going to keep it going anyway. So hey, what's up, Brooke? Welcome to the stream. Love the avatar. So this is a great shirt. Again, I also did the cuppies. I don't think I put these up. This was just for me, but we did a cuppy, and then we're gonna do stickers and stuff like that. We're gonna do all kinds of different stuff, but that's the first iteration. That's the first iteration of the 20, and there's more merch. We're going to go through more merch here in a little bit. There's more merch, but we're going to continue on our conversation. So yeah, it seems like everybody's at the same school. They want as much Anakin as they can get their eyes and ears on. I think it's pretty much a group consensus that everybody wants more, which is great. And I think we should continue a campaign to tweet and to put it out on our social medias that let Hayden know, the fans are behind him, right? The fans want him here. And if that's at all important, I think that's the stuff that we should be concentrating on, is more Hayden. Let him know on the socials, let him know at any of the fan expos that he goes to. I know he was just at MegaCon in Orlando. So I think that's really important, is to continue to get those fan signings, tell him how great it is to see him, give him that reassurance that I'm sure he doesn't need from us as fans, but it definitely helps him want to do more of this, knowing that the fans are behind him, because I don't think our voices were heard in the 90s and 2000s when the prequels and his other movies had come out, and I don't think he could hear our voice as prominently as he can now. And I think now is the most important time to say, hey, Hayden, we love what you're doing. We loved what you did back then. We're very glad you're back in Hollywood. We're very glad you're back into movie and television making. Please stick around. Please don't leave again. And hopefully that will encourage him to do more stuff, more movies, more shows. Obviously, he'll be around for Ahsoka season 2, but yeah. Let's see. I have no problem with Anakin showing up in season 2 of Ahsoka. Hoping it's a better show and gets better viewing numbers than season 1. Yeah. Look, I mean, let's see what else it is. To be honest, also just hoping Ahsoka season 2 explores more. Yeah, I think it will. I think if anything, it was a foregone conclusion that there was going to be a second season of this show. I think this was kind of inevitable in my opinion, that there was going to be a second season of Ahsoka, just at the cliffhangers and points at where they left off, especially with the building of the Mandoverse movie and whatever they're going to be, whether it's season 4 of the Mandoverse and then the finale is the Mandoverse movie, whatever it ends up being. My thing is, I don't want them to overuse Anakin. And so I think what they did in this season of Ahsoka was really brilliant. And we're going to go over some other stuff and some other videos about Dave's master plan for Ahsoka and how it really came to fruition. But we'll get to that at another day. Yeah, look, the fans. Yeah, I think the fans these days have a little more voice than we used to. But sort of the haters, right? The haters got a lot more juice than they used to. Also, so it goes both ways. Seasons almost start with slow. Yeah, Dave likes to build. It's a shame Ray died, but again, hopefully, like I've said, and I've kind of said this before. I hope, and here's the real thing is, I really hope that in the end, Dave has this plan and had some stuff banked for Ray, and his character and Balin's character. I'm hoping that we see Dave's plan and maybe they cut some of the scenes that Ray was in that would have finished the story in a different way to bank those for a season 2, not knowing that he was going to pass away. Right? I think the flow of Balin's story felt really off to me as a whole. And so for me, it seems like maybe they cut some scenes out that they're going to use in season 2. So that's my my one stroke of thought, is that it just felt like to me his story never really came to completion, and that there was always a plan to doing that. And so I think that Dave cut some of those scenes to accommodate a season 2, if there was going to be a season 2, and already has maybe Balin at the Abeloth Temple, maybe Balin releasing Abeloth and Abeloth killing him. I don't know, but it felt like, whether it was before or after Ray passed away, that his story just feels really incomplete. And that's so, with the season 2 being announced. Where'd I go? With the season 2 being announced, I can see, I could see a lot more conclusion to that story, and I'm hoping that they don't need to recast, because they finished his story and just saved it for season 2, maybe season premiere, right? Maybe that would, for me, that would be a real stroke of genius, is to use that and say, you know what, I don't want to finish with this. I want to start the next season, if we get it, with that. Let's leave him on this huge cliffhanger. Let's leave him at the edge and then see what happens. So, yeah, Matt, thanks for putting that up. That's the store. Get over there, get yourself some merch. It's also on the homepage of the channel. And I want to take a minute and go ahead and put this still up here. This is still a thing. Although we have better news and we've heard good stuff about the recovery of our dear friend Sheev the Wise, we are still always looking for more contributions to his GoFundMe. He's going to be out of work for a little while, so we just want to make sure that he's not he's not building up a lot of debt because there was an accident. So get out there, check that out. GoFundMe, Sheev the Wise, help Sheev the Wise. You can't miss it. Yes, Sheev is doing okay. We're going to get on stream and we're going to talk about with him here one of these days, talk about how he's doing and do an update. But always, if you guys want to contribute, get down over there and help out Sheev by donating there. If you want the merch shop, there's some merch here. So this is also new merch. No one really knows about these. It is a zip up hoodie. So I'm going to step back a little bit. It is a zip up hoodie, right? So I love a good zip up hoodie. The last version of the hoodie is no longer manufactured, so we had to find something new. So this is a zip up hoodie. It's got the logo on the front, and then it's got our favorite artwork on the back. And it is a hoodie. It's got a really great hood, but it's really warm, like really, really warm. It's honestly, it's a great sweatshirt for going outside and just this. It's a great sweatshirt. So that's also new on the merch shop. It comes in white and black. We have both colors. We go out his and hers as a joke because we are both love wearing the sweater so much because it's so warm and it's so comfortable that my better half wears the white. I wear the black one, and we look like little kids coordinated going out on an outing. It's hilarious. So get over there if you want to check that out. New merch there. Like I said, we're trying to start 2024 with some fun, right? We're trying to have fun with merch. We're trying to have fun here. We're trying to enjoy talking about all this craziness that's going on. All the rumors and negativity. Like, let's bring it out. I mean, really, I can't think of a single fan in the Star Wars community right now that is bummed out that Hayden's back. If please, if you're in the chat and you're not happy that Hayden's back, please type something in the chat. Please type a 0 or a Hayden sucks or something that lets us know that you don't like it. But I can't think of a single fan that's like, nah, I'm cool, bro. Like Hayden can stay out. I'm cool with it. No worries, man. So yeah, it just to me, it just seems like that's the consensus is everybody's happy. Everybody's excited. Everybody's going to the cons to get their picture taken with Hayden. Hayden's getting a lot of love. He's getting cast in more Ahsoka, potentially. Look, I don't really think we need a season 2 of Kenobi. Personally, I am a big fat no on Kenobi season 2, but we'll see what they do. I'm sure Ewan is pushing for it as an executive producer, as an actor. I'm sure he is very, very much interested in a season 2 of Kenobi. But honestly, I think that story is written. I think it wasn't necessarily received the best. I think it's better if you watch it as a movie instead of a show, but I think that ship has sailed. So let's move on from that movie. We'll see what happens. Bad Batch season 3 is coming out in like 2 weeks. That looks like hype on hype. I'm excited. But let's be real. I am really looking for like what I would really like to see, and this goes on to my dream aspirations for Star Wars. I would like to see a Boba season 2. I would like to see no lie, we'll get back to Anakin in a second. No lie, you're gonna dig that hoodie. It's so good. That hoodie is fire. Somebody's gonna steal it from you. I'm telling you. I got the prototype and got it stolen immediately. Immediately, I had to order more. In order to get it back, I had to order something better that she liked, so I could have that one. So yeah, so there's a bunch of fun merch in the shop, but yeah, really, I think we don't need a Kenobi season 2. Put it to bed. I want to see a Boba season 2. For me, that's would be more fun for me. Um, for me, my dream aspirations would be a Boba season 2. Would be a deeper dive into Django, right? I want Boba to lead his way back to the I want his lineage to go back to the Mandalorians. I want him to learn about it, almost like Anakin did those uh Jedi training holocrons, and we see Ahsoka using it in Rebels. I would like to see something along that line with Jango Fett putting his teachings for a young Boba on a hollow disc or on um some kind of recording, so that Django can talk to Boba about his lineage, about not just the teachings of about being a warrior, but about where they come from, what his armor, like the whole thing, to solidify where Boba is with his armor, right? Like, he makes these jokes, or everybody makes these jokes about Boba, about him being a clone, right? About him about his father being a donor, about Django being a donor. I would like to see, and he gets really sensitive about it. I would like to see some conversations on recordings for Boba from Django that leads him back to the Mandalorians, that goes back to, where he got his armor, the chain codes in his armor, right? Like, all that stuff leads back to Mandalore. But I would be awesome if he went to Camino and found a secret, kind of like Omega found the secret lab of the Kaminoans. It would be really cool if Boba's ship and the Slave One flew to Camino and found a secret platform that was Django's, right? That was off the beating path, much like the Kaminoan secret lab where they built Omega. So much opportunity for a season 2 of Boba, more so than there is a sequel to Kenobi. That story's put to bed. Leave it alone, unless
Unless you're gonna make my dreams come true! If you make my dreams come true! Mace Windu! Coming for Luke!
that's what I want to see. If you're gonna give me any of that Kenobi season 2 sheet, if you're gonna bring any of that stuff later, Matt, we'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by. If you're gonna give me any of that Kenobi season 2 sheet, it's got to be Mace Windu coming for Luke. That's the only stuff I want to see. And we need to see some real good fallout between Uncle Ben and Uncle Owen and Uncle Ben. We need to get some of that sheesh back. Sure, some Qui-Gon, yeah, whatever. But really, I want to see that Mace Windu on Obi-Wan Kenobi crime. And you could do like an episode about just Mace Windu, how he survived, where he's been, flash forward 10 years later, whatever. Then you get a little bit of Kenobi and Qui-Gon, an episode of that sheet, finding his hut, all that sheet, looking over Luke, fallout with Ben. But then you get into that Mace coming for Luke stuff, and then the end, those two got to fight. Obi-Wan protects Luke, slashes down his old master at the council, and then has to bury him right next to Darth Maul, right? So poetic. But that's the only way I want to see that sheet. If I see Kenobi season 2, it's got to be Mace Windu lives coming after Luke. Aside from that, put that sheet to bed, put it on the shelf back there, leave it alone, let it look pretty, age well, and then get over to Boba season 2. I think it's more important. But let's get back to, and honestly, I would love to see Hayden don the armor in a Kenobi season 2, right? I would love to see an episode of Vader's frustration looking for Kenobi, right? That would be so much fun. You get that little bit of angst between the Emperor and and Vader at the end, telling him to leave it alone. So to stop hunting for his old master, so to speak. So again, it would be a fun show if shot properly, if they had the right directors. Again, I don't like executive producers that are actors. I think you have a different kind of vested interest in it. I also need a good director. I think Deborah Chow did a really good job. But I think let's get somebody a little more like Bryce Dallas Howard to direct and executive produce a Kenobi season 2. I think if it came to fruition, I think we need somebody that is out of the previous season that had to deal with all the delays and all the money issues and all the shit that went along with it. And if a season 2 came in, I'd like to see somebody like Bryce helm that ship. But ultimately, back to Boba, I would like to see Anakin in the armor again in a Kenobi season 2. But Boba season 2, I think, is more important. More importantly, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It looks like Hayden's going to be voicing Shadow, which is great from what I understand. Is that what it is? Yeah. Shadow, Sonic hype. Yep, that's it. So there's a lot of energy surrounding Hayden Christensen right now, right? And we're going to get back to Hayden because that's I'm excited for this. I'm excited for Hayden to come back and do Star Wars stuff and do video games, voiceover stuff, and maybe do sequels of movies like Jumper. We get back to this stuff, but I want to see him excited to be back in Hollywood, and not just Hollywood excited that he's back at Lucasfilm and ILM and all these companies, but excited by the fans that he's back. Right. This is real important sheet to me. I really enjoy his acting. I really enjoy the fun he brings, the knowledge he brings to just Star Wars. I don't know. Is he a gamer? Does he know anything about the Sonic universe, about the games? That's another question that I'm not too sure about it, because if he's got kids and all that fun stuff, so I'm sure over the years he's gotten hyped to playing some Sonic games and such like that. So I would imagine that he would know what's what, right? I would imagine that he is pretty, knowledgeable. If you have little ones, I mean, everybody I know that has little ones, they all play games and they all have fun and they all do this and that. And so to not have any knowledge of that universe would surprise me, because he's got kids. But what do you guys think? Are you guys excited to see Hayden back? I mean, it seems like everybody in the chat also has an excitement for Hayden to come back and play this character. I think everybody loves seeing Anakin on the big screen again. And I think that's a huge part of why we're excited to see Hayden, right? So yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys think. We're gonna let's type in, let's get on the Twitter, let's get on X, and let's see if he trending. No. Okay, let's look at for Hayden Christensen on the hashtag. And let's see. He was at MegaCon with Ewan on stage. Looks like they did a Q&A panel. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to present, share screen. We're going to do the tweeter. Okay, so we have, so they did a panel together, which looks like they had, they're always excited to see each other. I think Ewan and Hayden are always really excited to see each other. Here's ours. Hayden talking to Ahsoka. R2 love. Okay. A lot more of Ewan and Hayden. Then there's some bunch of photo ops. Yeah, a lot of positive energy for Hayden right now. A lot of stuff going on. So any Q&As from you guys? Any thoughts? Any ideas, anything you guys want to see here on the channel. I'm going to leave the last 10 minutes open to you guys. And if not, we will go ahead and close it up. The Skywalker Academy, I never understood. The Flack. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I've never understood the negativity for the characters myself. Right? I've never understood how, you know, people just want to bash and bash and bash. It's like, you know what some of these people put into, you know, sitting in makeup to become Jar Jar Binks, right? Or Natalie Portman or Anakin or any of these characters that they sit in makeup and they sit in wardrobe and they sit in this hot stuff all day, every day, you know, on set. And even the Mando stuff, the armor, the makeup, all those amazing characters that they're bringing to us. All those people sit in makeup and hair for hours on end. If you watch the time lapses of Rosario becoming Ahsoka, I mean, these are many hours that they're sitting in the makeup chair before they even step on set to act, right? So what I've never understood is the complete and utter, you know, lack of appreciation for what these people do on set, and as well as, you know, what they bring to the universe, right? I mean, it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty sour. I've never really understood it. So yeah. Let's see. I hope we see Anakin as a Force ghost talking to Rey. Yeah, I mean, that's an opportunity they could absolutely take. You know, there's so much that can be done as long as Hayden continues to feel appreciated by the fandom. And that's another reason why I just wanted to kind of make this stream just about, you know, an appreciation for Hayden, an appreciation for the character, and appreciation for the man and the roles that he's going to play. So anything else you guys want to talk about? Let's get it all out, because I think it's getting to be about that time. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you guys for coming by. As always, don't forget, get your pet spayed, neutered, help control the pet population. As always, tell your loved ones, family, friends, anybody you care about, how you feel, what you think today, because you never know what tomorrow brings. You never know when we're going to get that opportunity again. And as always, thank you guys for being here. May the Force be with you. Everybody have a good night. Thank you, and